Think about this for a second. You probably used language, a dozen times already today? To text a friend, order a coffee, maybe just to tell your alarm clock where to go. But have you ever really stopped to think about what your words are actually doing? I mean, beyond just spitting out information. It turns out they're working a whole bunch of secret jobs we never even notice. Okay, so let's get right into it. We usually think of language as a pretty simple tool, right? Like we're just zapping information from my brain to yours. But honestly, that is just the very, very tip of the iceberg. Underneath the surface, language has this whole hidden life, this whole set of secret functions that are running all the time, shaping our world in ways that are, well, kind of mind-blowing.
It sounds like such a basic question, doesn't it? Why do we even talk or write or sign in the first place? Let's look at the usual suspects.
And hey, if you're thinking things like, well, to communicate ideas or to express our feelings or, to connect with people, you're absolutely right. We do all of that. We even use it just to sort out the mess inside our own heads. But here's the kicker. Those are just the job titles on the business card. The real work, the interesting stuff, is all happening behind the scenes.
So, are you ready? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at 5 of the biggest and often totally invisible jobs that our language is doing for us every single day. First up is the expressive function. The best way to think of this is like language's built-in pressure release valve. See, it's not always about carefully putting a message together for someone else to understand. Sometimes it's just about letting out whatever's bottled up inside, that raw, immediate feeling.
I mean, think about it. You stub your toe and you yell out a swear word. You're not trying to, file a report on your pain. You're just releasing it. It's the same thing when you gasp because you're scared, or sigh when you see someone you love, or just shout wow when something incredible happens. That's the expressive function, pure and simple. All right, next we have what the linguists call the phatic function, and I love this one. It's basically the social lubricant of language. It's all that small talk, the how's it going, nice weather we're having, where you're not actually exchanging any new information. The whole point is just to open up a channel and keep our social connections humming along.
So yeah, these little phrases are like social glue. They're basically friendship signals that just say, hey, I see you, I acknowledge you, we're cool. It's the oil that keeps our social engine running smoothly, and honestly, getting good at it is how you build rapport with people.
Okay, so if the phatic function is about social connection, this next one is about emotional connection, but in a totally different way. Sometimes what you say doesn't matter nearly as much as how you say it. This is the phonetic function. It's all about using the sound, the rhythm, the melody of our speech to create a really powerful effect.
And man, you can really feel this one, can't you? Think about the hypnotic rhythm of a religious litany, or the rising and falling cadence of a powerful political speech, or even just the unifying beat of soldiers chanting together. In those moments, the sound itself is doing all the heavy lifting. It's creating unity, or inspiration, or focus.
Now this next one, this is where things get really wild. It's almost like magic. This is the performative function. This is where words don't just describe reality, they actually create it. The act of saying the words is the action. Saying it makes it so.
Just think about it for a second. When an official says, "I now pronounce you married," they're not just describing a marriage. No way. The words themselves are the action. Boom, they're married. It's the same when someone baptizes a child, or names a ship, or even declares war. In those moments, words literally change the state of the world.
Whoa, okay. I know. That was a lot to take in. Expressive, phatic, performative. It can feel like you need a spreadsheet to keep track of it all. But don't worry. There's actually a much simpler, more elegant way to think about all this.
So this brilliant linguist, Michael Holliday, he looked at all these different jobs language was doing, and he had this big aha moment. He realized you could pretty much boil everything language does down into just 3 main jobs, or as he called them, metafunctions. It's a super helpful way to make sense of it all.
So here they are. First, you've got the ideational. That's just language for talking about stuff. The world, facts, ideas, you name it. Then there's the interpersonal. This is all about how we connect with each other, manage our relationships, and yep, that's where all that small talk fits right in. And finally, the textual. This is kind of the director behind the scenes. It's the grammar and the structure that makes sure the other 2 actually make sense and don't just come out as, word salad.
Okay, so we've done the big picture theories. Now let's zoom right back down to street level, to our actual daily lives, and see the tiny, super fast micro jobs our language is doing all the time, in the blink of an eye.
Take a simple greeting.
Every single time you say hi to someone, you're performing a little micro job. And your choice between good morning and what's up, that one choice instantly sets the whole social vibe and defines your relationship in that split second.
Or how about just saying congratulations? It's another one of those lightning-fast actions. In just a word or two, bam, you've validated someone's achievement, made them feel good, and you've strengthened a social bond.
And what about raising a glass and saying cheers? That's not just a word, right? It's a whole little ritual, a tiny performance that brings a group of people together to celebrate a moment. We're doing this stuff all day long, and we never even think about it.
All right, so we've zoomed out for the big theories, we've zoomed in for the tiny, everyday details. So what's the big picture here? What does all this actually mean for you and me?
Here's the number one takeaway. Your language is always multitasking. Every single time you open your mouth to speak, you are simultaneously sharing an idea, negotiating your relationship with the listener, and performing a tiny action in the world. It's this constant, incredible, complex dance that we're all a part of.
And this idea really gets to the very heart of it all. Our words are not passive things just describing the world. They are active forces in the world. When we speak, we are doing.
So here's my challenge to you. The next time you're in a conversation, listen a little differently. Don't just hear the words. Listen for what the words are doing. Because you've basically just been given the secret decoder ring for the language we all speak. The only question is, what new secrets are you going to hear?